7 Buddhist Habits for a Dignified Life. There comes a quiet moment in life when nothing around you has changed, yet something inside has. You may be standing in the kitchen waiting for water to boil, or looking out a familiar window at the garden you have tended for years. When you suddenly notice it, this body, this vessel of yours, now asks for more care than it once did. Your steps have become a little slower. Your hands, once so quick and firm, may tremble ever so slightly. Our modern culture tells us that this is a tragedy. It tells us that aging is something to resist, a flaw to be fixed, or a shadow to be hidden under layers of pretense. We are taught to fear the silver in our hair and the lines upon our faces, as if they were marks of failure. But from the perspective of Buddhist wisdom, these are not marks of failure. They are medals of endurance. In the silence of the temple, we learn that aging is not a mistake. It is a sacred transition. Think of a mountain stream. In its youth, it is loud, turbulent, and crashes against the rocks. But as it flows further and reaches the plains, it becomes deep, quiet, and vast. It no longer needs to roar to show its strength. Its very stillness is its power. This is the stage of life you are entering now. You are not fading away. You are ripening. Just as a fruit becomes sweetest just before it falls, or as the autumn leaves put on their most brilliant colors before they return to the earth. This stage of your life holds a unique beauty that youth can never understand. Youth has energy, but later life has perspective. Youth has speed, but you have rhythm. In this space we have created together today, I invite you to put down the heavy burden of trying to stay young. Let us instead pick up the tools of living with dignity. We are going to explore 7 gentle habits, rooted in centuries of Buddhist practice, that will help you meet yourself with deeper kindness. Listen slowly. Breathe deeply. You have traveled a long way, and you deserve to walk the rest of the path with a heart full of peace. You are not losing your life. You are finally learning how to truly inhabit it. The first habit of a dignified life begins the moment you open your eyes in the morning. For many people, the first sensation of the day is not peace, but a quiet disappointment. As you wake, you might feel a stiffness in your lower back, a heaviness in your joints, or a slow rhythm in your heart that wasn't there 10 years ago. The immediate reaction of the modern mind is often judgment. We think to ourselves, something is wrong with me, or my body is failing. We look at our reflection in the mirror and focus only on what has changed, what has sagged, or what has slowed down. But in the light of Buddhist wisdom, we must ask, is the body really failing, or is it simply speaking a new language? The Buddha taught that the body is the first foundation of mindfulness. It is not an enemy to be conquered, nor is it a machine that must perform at peak efficiency until it breaks. Instead, your body is a faithful companion that has carried you through every single storm of your life. It has walked thousands of miles for you. It has digested every meal, healed every wound, and breathed every breath without you ever having to ask. Now, in your later years, if this body asks for a slower pace or a more gentle touch, it is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of profound wisdom. To practice body kindness, we must shift from being a judge to being a listener. When you feel pain or stiffness, do not meet it with anger. Meet it with curiosity. Imagine your body as a dear old friend who is tired after a long journey. You wouldn't yell at a friend for being tired. You would offer them a chair and a warm cup of tea. Can you offer that same grace to yourself? Every morning, before you reach for your phone or rush to start your chores, lie still for 3 minutes. This is your first meditation of the day. Feel the breath as it enters your lungs and leaves your body. Notice the miracle that you are here in this new day. Scan your body from your toes to your head, not to find faults, but to offer greetings. Good morning, feet. Thank you for carrying me. Good morning, heart. Thank you for beating. When you move, move with intention. If your knees ache, walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. As the Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, each step is not a struggle against gravity, but a celebration of presence. By treating your body with this sacred respect, you reclaim your dignity. You stop being a victim of time and start being a master of your own peace. Remember, a flower does not compete with the one next to it, it simply blooms. Your body does not need to compete with its younger version. It only needs to be lived in, loved and respected for the magnificent journey it has completed. This is the first step to a quiet, powerful strength that no amount of aging can take away. As we journey into the later chapters of life, we often find that our physical and mental spaces have become crowded. Over decades, we collect not only objects in our homes, but also heavy burdens within our hearts. We hold on to old resentments, past regrets, and the roles we used to play when we were younger. In Buddhist wisdom, the secret to true peace is not adding more, but learning the sacred art of letting go. This is what we call creating mind space. Look around your living room or your closet. You may see items you haven't touched in years. Each of these objects carries a small piece of your energy. When we surround ourselves with clutter, our minds feel cluttered too. The Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering. This doesn't mean you must give away everything you own. It means you should examine your relationship with what you keep. Start small. Choose one drawer or one corner of a room today. As you pick up an item, ask yourself, does this serve my peace today? Or is it just a ghost of my past? If it no longer serves you, release it with a silent thank you. By clearing your physical space, you are telling the universe that you are ready for the freshness of the present moment. You are making room for the light to enter. However, the most important emptying happens within the heart. By the time we reach our 60s and 70s, we carry a library of memories. Some are beautiful, but others are like heavy stones. Perhaps there's a person you haven't forgiven, or a choice you made 40 years ago that still haunts your dreams. Carrying these mental stones is exhausting for the aging spirit. Imagine you are holding a cup of water. If you hold it for a minute, it is light. If you hold it for an hour, your arm aches. If you hold it all day, your arm becomes paralyzed. The weight of the water hasn't changed, but the longer you hold it, the heavier it feels. Your old grudges and regrets are like that cup of water. It is time to set the cup down. In Zen practice, we learn that a bowl is only useful when it is empty. If a bowl is already full of old, stagnant water, it cannot receive fresh tea. Your mind is the same. To experience the joy of today, you must pour out the sorrows of yesterday. This is not about forgetting your history. It is about refusing to be a prisoner of it. Every evening, practice a mental clearing. Sit quietly for a moment and visualize yourself opening a window in your heart. Let the wind blow through. If a painful memory arises, acknowledge it. And then imagine it dissolving like mist in the morning sun. Say to yourself, I have carried this long enough. I am now choosing to travel light. When you live in an empty open space, you discover a profound truth. You do not need to be someone important or someone busy to have value. In the stillness of an empty room and an empty heart, you find the most precious thing of all, your true self, which is as vast and clear as the sky. This is the dignity of the ripened soul. It does not need to grasp. It only needs to be. As we age, the way we nourish our bodies often changes. Sometimes cooking for 1 or 2 people feels like a chore, and we begin to rush our meals. We might find ourselves eating while standing at the kitchen counter, or with the television on to drown out the silence. Food, which once brought family together and sparked joy, can quietly become mechanical and dull. In Buddhist wisdom, however, every meal is an opportunity to practice deep gratitude and self-respect. The Buddha taught that we are interconnected with the entire universe. When you look at a simple bowl of rice or a piece of fruit, you're looking at the sun, the rain, the soil, and the hard work of many hands. To eat mindfully is to acknowledge this vast web of life. It is to recognize that you are worthy of being sustained by the universe itself. Before you take your first bite, practice the sacred pause. Sit down. Do not let yourself be distracted by a screen or a book. Look at your food for a moment and breathe in its aroma. This small act of waiting tells your nervous system that you are safe and that this moment matters. By giving your food your full attention, you're giving yourself your full attention. Eat slowly. In our youth, we often ate for speed or for fuel to get to the next task. Now let yourself eat for presence. Chew each mouthful thoroughly, noticing the textures and the shifting flavors. As you do this, you will find that you naturally need less to feel satisfied. There's an ancient Japanese wisdom called hara hachibu, which means eating until you're only 80% full. This is a profound kindness to your aging digestive system, allowing it to function without the burden of excess. If you are eating alone, do not treat it as a lonely event. Instead, treat yourself as a highly respected guest. Set the table with care. Use your favorite plate. Perhaps light a small candle. When you treat your meal with such dignity, you are reminding your soul that you are still important. You are affirming that your life, even in its quietest moments, deserves beauty and ceremony. Remember that what you put into your body is the building block of your peace. When you eat with awareness, even the simplest meal becomes a feast of the spirit. You are not just feeding your stomach, you are nourishing your heart. This habit of mindful eating transforms a daily necessity into a daily act of love. It is a quiet, powerful way to say yes to life every single day. In the later years of life, the house often grows quieter. The children have grown, friends may move away, and the constant noise of a busy career has faded into the background. For many, this silence feels like a void. It can feel like loneliness, a cold reminder of what has been lost. But in Buddhist wisdom, there is a profound difference between being lonely and being in solitude. Loneliness is a state of lack, while solitude is a state of abundance. The Buddha often sought the silence of the forest to find the truth. He taught that our true nature is most easily discovered when the distractions of the world fall away. When you find yourself alone, do not see it as being left behind. Instead, see it as being called inward. Your home in its quietness has become a temple. This is your sanctuary where you can finally listen to the whispers of your own soul. To transform loneliness into a sacred sanctuary, you must change your relationship with silence. Instead of trying to fill the quiet with the television or constant background noise, try to sit with it for a few minutes each day. Light a candle or place a fresh flower on your table. This simple act turns being alone into holding space. You are no longer waiting for someone to complete your day, you are completing it yourself. In solitude, you have the rarest gift of all time. This is the time to reflect, to pray, or to simply be without any role to play. You are no longer a boss, a worker, or a provider in the same way you once were. In this space, you are simply a human being, a part of the vast universe. This realization brings a dignity that the world cannot give and cannot take away. Think of the moon. It hangs alone in the vast dark sky, yet it does not seem lonely. It shines with a quiet, steady light, illuminating the world below. You can be like that moon. Your solitude can become a light for others. When you find peace within yourself, that peace radiates outward, touching everyone you encounter. Whenever the feeling of loneliness knocks on your door, greet it with a breath. Remind yourself, I am not alone, I am with myself. I am with the universe. Solitude is the soil in which the flower of wisdom grows. By embracing the quiet, you find a strength that is independent of external circumstances. You discover that the most important companion you will ever have is the one who has been with you all along your own peaceful heart. As the years pass, there is a subtle danger that we might begin to believe our story is already written. We may feel that the time for growth has passed, and that our only role now is to remember the past rather than create the future. But in Buddhist wisdom, the mind has no age. The Buddha taught a beautiful concept called shoshin, or beginner's mind. It is the ability to meet every moment, every object, and every idea with freshness, as if seeing it for the very first time. A mind that remains curious never truly grows old. It stays supple and alive. When we stop learning, our world begins to shrink. But when we maintain a beginner's mind, the world remains vast and full of wonder. You do not need to enroll in a university or master a difficult craft to keep your mind alive. You only need to give the world your full attention. Start by reading just a few pages of a book that challenges you or introduces you to a new perspective. Learn the name of a bird you see in the garden, or try a new recipe you have never tasted before. These are not just activities, they are sparks that keep the inner fire of your spirit burning. In Buddhism, wisdom is not a destination where you stop, it is a river that continues to flow. Now is actually the most perfect time to learn, because for the first time in your life, you are not learning for a grade, a promotion, or to please others. You are learning for the pure joy of discovery. This is a form of spiritual freedom. When you approach a task as a beginner, you release the heavy burden of having to be an expert. You allow yourself to make mistakes, to laugh, and to be surprised. Sharing your wisdom is also a way to keep your mind young. When you tell a story to a younger person or teach a grandchild a simple skill, you are affirming that your life experience still has vital meaning. But remember to listen as much as you speak. Every person you meet, no matter their age, has a lesson to offer you. By choosing to be a lifelong student of life, you remain a participant in the dance of existence. You are not a finished product, you are a work of art that is still being painted. Each new thing you learn is a brushstroke of light on the canvas of your soul. Keep your eyes open, keep your heart curious, and remember that as long as you are breathing, there is something beautiful and new to discover. As we get older, many of us start to move less. We might feel afraid of pain, afraid of falling, or simply tired of the effort it takes to stay active. We often think of exercise as a chore or a battle against our aging muscles. But in Buddhist wisdom, movement is not about performance or strength. It is about participation in the rhythm of life. It is a way of saying, I am here with every fiber of your being. The Buddha himself practiced walking meditation every day. He did not walk to reach a destination or to burn calories. He walked to be fully present with each step. When you move your body with awareness, you're practicing a sacred ritual. You are inviting your spirit to dance with your physical form. This movement does not need to be intense to be effective. In fact, the more gentle it is, the more profound it can become. If walking outdoors feels difficult, even walking across your room can be a meditation. Feel the soles of your feet touching the floor. Notice how your weight shifts from one side to the other. If your joints ache, do not ignore them, but do not let them stop you either. Move within your comfort, like a willow tree swaying in a soft breeze. The willow does not resist the wind, it moves with it. Your dignity is found in this flexibility. Sunlight is also a form of medicine for the soul. Even sitting by a window and gently stretching your arms toward the sky is a powerful act of self-care. It reconnects you to the natural world and reminds you that you are part of the seasons. You are like the earth itself, sometimes resting in winter, sometimes blooming in spring. Do not compare your movement today to what you could do 30 years ago. That is a form of violence against your current self. Instead, honor what you can do right now. A 10-minute slow walk or a few gentle stretches in a chair are enough. These acts of movement are quiet ways of honoring the life force that still flows through you. They are a celebration of the fact that you are still a participant in this beautiful world. By moving gently, you keep the energy of your spirit from becoming stagnant, and you maintain the grace of a life lived in harmony with time. As we reach the final habit, we arrive at the most important practice of all. In the later stages of life, the noise of external ambition naturally fades away. You're no longer defined by your career, your titles, or how much you can produce. This can feel like a loss of identity, but in Buddhist wisdom, it is actually a magnificent opening. When the outer roles loosen their grip, your inner world finally has the space to speak. The Buddha taught that within every human being, there is an inherent light. This light does not come from your achievements, and it cannot be dimmed by your age. It is a steady, eternal flame of awareness that has been with you since the moment you were born. Spiritual connection is not about learning something new, it is about remembering this light that is already there. To cultivate this connection, spend 5 minutes in silence every day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and simply watch your breath. Do not try to control it, just notice the air coming in and the air going out. When thoughts of the past or worries about the future arise, label them gently as memories or plans, and return to your breath. Each time you return to the present moment, you are polishing the mirror of your soul. Gratitude is the quickest doorway to this inner light. At the end of each day, name 3 small things you are grateful for. Perhaps it was the warmth of a cup of tea, the sound of a bird outside your window, or a kind word from a stranger. These ordinary moments are actually sacred treasures. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to the abundance that still remains. Life reflection is also a holy task. Look back at your life, not with regret, but with the eyes of a witness. Your life itself is a teaching. Every joy you experienced and every sorrow you survived has added a layer of depth to your spirit. You are a living library of wisdom. By honoring your journey, you connect with the universal truth that everything is impermanent, yet everything is connected. The Buddha's final words were, "Be a lamp unto yourselves." He meant that the ultimate guidance you seek is not found in a book or another person, but within your own quiet heart. As you age, you're becoming a lighthouse. By staying connected to your inner peace, you provide a steady glow that guides not only yourself, but also everyone around you. You are not finishing your story, you are illuminating its most profound chapter. We have traveled together through 7 habits of the heart. We have looked at the body, the mind, and the spirit through the lens of ancient wisdom. But as we bring this reflection to a close, I want to leave you with one final truth. Caring for yourself in later life is not a luxury. It is not something you must earn by being productive, useful, or busy. It is not a reward for a life well lived. It is a fundamental right that you possess simply because you are alive. In the eyes of the Buddha, every stage of life has its own unique medicine. Youth is the medicine of energy, but aging is the medicine of essence. As you strip away the layers of who the world told you to be, you finally discover who you actually are. You are like a great temple that has stood for centuries. The paint may be fading and the stones may be worn by the wind and rain, but the sacred space inside remains untouched. The silence within those walls is even deeper and more beautiful than the day the temple was first built. Do not be afraid of the days ahead. Do not look at the setting sun and mourn the loss of the light. Instead, look at the stars that only appear when the sun goes down. There is a vast, cosmic beauty that can only be seen in the darkness of your later years. This is the time to be a lamp unto yourself. This is the time to walk slowly, to speak kindly, and to breathe with the rhythm of the entire universe. If you remember nothing else from our time together today, remember this: you are worthy of care. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of love, especially from yourself. The kindness you offer to your aching joints, the patience you show to your wandering mind, and the forgiveness you grant to your younger self are the most powerful spiritual practices you can ever perform. These acts of love create a ripple of peace that touches your children, your neighbors, and the very earth you walk upon. As you turn off this video and return to your daily life, carry this stillness with you. Let your kitchen become a place of mindfulness. Let your chair become a seat of meditation. Let your interactions with others be seasoned with the wisdom of one who has seen much and understood even more. You are a treasure to this world. Your presence is a gift. Your story is a masterpiece that is still unfolding in the most beautiful colors of autumn. Thank you for allowing me to accompany you on this part of your journey. If these words have brought even a small spark of peace to your heart, then our time together has been a success. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. And may you always remember that the light you seek has never left you. It is shining within you right now, as bright as it has ever been. Go in peace, live with dignity, and always be kind to yourself.